Alright, back like we never left because we never did leave. You got your boy Love1orHate1 and your boy Gil is in the building, and we cooking, talking some real boxing. So, yeah, we just want to discuss this whole, Gervonta Davis tried to say that he's the face of boxing, and he really runs with that a whole lot. Me personally, I disagree with that. I think Canelo is still the face of the sport right now, and let's just say, if he's not the face of boxing, do you feel like he is even number 2 or number 3? Is he even, top 4, top 5? Because, okay, Tank wants to say, oh, I make a lot of money and to fight all this shit. But the reason the Lamont Roach fight got canceled twice is because nobody really cared about that fight. And if you think about it, Canelo could damn near face anybody, and people's gonna still, his fight's not gonna get canceled. But when it comes down to Gervonta Davis, a lot of people don't know because they want to be biased for Tank. That's one of the reasons the fight got canceled, because it wasn't selling. And if you think about it, Gervonta Davis, whenever he fights somebody like a Ryan Garcia, a Pitbull Cruz got a lot of fans too. Rolly helped sell that fight. Rolly got power, undefeated at that time. And Rolly, he helped sell that fight a lot too. But he did do well in numbers in those fights. But I feel like when it comes down to Tank, he is a big seller. But to call yourself the face of boxing, people are supposed to tune into your fights regardless of who you face. Like Canelo, Canelo can face, Edgar Berlanga in a rematch in his next fight, and people still they're gonna come out to see that fight. Can Gervonta Davis face Rolly in a rematch and have the same amount of people come out to come see him, or even close to that? That's what it takes to be the face of boxing to me. Even with Floyd, as much as I used to get on Floyd's ass, you guys know, Floyd used to fight, guys that wasn't really the best and shit like that, and people will still come to see Floyd fight. I don't know if Gervonta Davis has that, because if he did have that, his fight with Lamont Roach would have never got canceled twice. But go ahead, what's your thoughts on it?
I think the only way you could really know is if he wouldn't have a promotional team with him. I think if he did what Canelo did at one point, was go by himself and set up his own fights, is how you would really know of his greatness, bro. Because since he's with Floyd makes these matchups where you can tell that he's helping him try to win, and it kind of tarnishes his actual greatness. You know what I mean? And I don't think of him as great, but I do think he has power. He knows his defense. He works, bro. Like, let's be honest about it. I think if he was smart, he would fight Pitbull Cruz again and make some money, because I think a lot of people want to see that fight, and he refuses to do it. Why?
Because that was a dangerous.
Question.
That fight was dangerous.
Well, that's why. I'm saying, if you say you're the face of boxing, you want to prove a point, and you want to get the numbers up, you want to get popular, right? To be the face of boxing, that's what you would do. You would face guys that are dangerous. Exactly. And I don't think he has done enough to say that he's the face of boxing because of that.
Yeah, he hasn't. Most definitely he hasn't. And my whole thing with Tank is, I like Tank, but I'm not a Tank D rider. I'm gonna say the truth about it, and I'm gonna call it how I see it. When Tank Davis fought, he was trying to face what's his name? The guy that beat Pitbull Cruz.
Oh, Ryu.
He was supposed to face Ryu, but he wasn't willing to go up to 140. And that's what bothers me about Tank. It's like, okay, you was willing to go up to 140 to face Mario Barrios, but when it comes down to Ryu, you like, it got to be at 135. Now, if Tank says, you know what, I can't make the weight at 140, I only want to fight at 135, that's different. But you're basically picking and choosing. You're like, okay, I'll go up to fight Mario Barrios, but I'm not going to go up to 140 to fight Ryu. So
I think it's the skill levels. That's what he's scared of. It's the skill levels. Rayo has real power in that left, and his skill level's kind of good, and it makes it more dangerous. Mario Barrios, he's a good fighter, bro, but he got caught in the last fight, and you could see it. So there's the issues there. You know what I mean?
Oh, most definitely. And I feel like where it's like he likes to go into fights where it's like he feels like it's damn near a guarantee he's gonna win. I feel like Pitbull Cruz caught his ass off guard, and that's what happened in that fight. But like most of Tank fights, like Lamont Roach. Now the Tank Dick Riders will say, "Oh, but nobody else is willing to fight Tank. That's why he had to fight Lamont Roach." But that's bullshit. A lot of people want to fight Tank. What the fuck?
Why did he never fight Lomachenko when he had the shot?
Because you just said it earlier. Because Floyd was scared of that fight. I think Floyd had a lot to do with that. Floyd didn't want to smoke with Loma. Floyd know the talent of Loma, etc. You know,
the footwork, the hand speed, it was there, and
there. And that's what I'm saying. I agree with you when you say if he would have beat like some good caliber opponents like Loma years ago, I remember they was even talking about Mikey Garcia at Once Upon a Time. That would have been a good fight at Once Upon a Time. If he would have had those fights under his belt, I feel like he would at least be number 2. Well, if you think about it, he probably is number 2 when it comes down to face of boxing. I know Canelo got to be number 1, but it's some big fighters out there that come out a lot when they fight. Even I know this may sound crazy, but a lot of people come to see Jake Paul fight too.
Yeah, but I don't give him credit yet. He has to fight people with belts someday, and that no boxing a little bit more for me to give him full credit, bro.
I
can't do that. I don't know what it is. Call me a hater, whatever, but I just can't do it until he fights somebody that has actual skill.
Yeah.
And that's not like 40 years older,
Yeah, because he pretty much fights people that's like you say 40 years older and YouTubers and shit like that. I at least want to see him face, at least
the one time he fought Tommy Fury showed that he had skill and he wasn't able to overcome it. So
yeah. But even though Tommy Fury won that fight, I don't think like Tommy Fury. I personally feel like Tommy Fury should have whipped his ass. I don't think he gave him the ass beating that he was supposed to give him. He won the fight, but I want to see somebody go in there and really put it on Jake Paul. And he, but that's a whole nother subject. We're basically talking about Tank, and I mean, if he's not number 1, do you think he's number 2?
To me, he's like the third. He's the third guy on the totem pole, bro. I really do.
Who do you say is number 2 then?
Oh, you gotta say Usyk, brother.
Usyk. Yeah,
Usyk, because I mean, look at the amount of money he would make, like in England and Great Britain, And I think Usyk. And then you would say Tank.
Tank? I don't know. I think Tank probably because even though Anthony Joshua.
But are you talking about money here in the States or?
No, I'm talking about
everywhere.
I'm talking about period. I'm talking about when you fight, the numbers that you can do when you fight. And Usyk is a good one because ever since he beat Fury twice, a lot of people, and he has all the belts. A lot of people's gonna come out to see Usyk fight. So I feel like that's a good one too. But a lot of people come out to see Anthony Joshua fight too, even though he has losses.
Yeah, that's true. With Anthony Joshua, it's more his popularity, and I kind of don't understand it because he's been knocked out a few times. Where it's like, why is he so popular? But you kind of, when you hear his story and see what he's done, I understand why people take him under their wing and be like, show him love a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's as good as like Tyson Fury or Usyk. There's other guys also that Bacoli could cause problems if he ever takes that kind of challenge too.
I like Bacoli.
Yeah, see, so that's where I can't put AJ in that category.
He's up there though, man, and I think.
Yeah, I agree. I agree on that. He's up there as far as the popularity, but if you're talking about skilled fighters, I would say Usyk.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Usyk got way more skill. I mean, Usyk is the most skilled heavyweight right now. I mean, it's obvious he proved it. But yeah, Tank, he sells. We're not saying Tank don't sell, but to call yourself the face of boxing, man, you got to put in a little more work. And you know,
you
Tank,
have to have the same numbers as Canelo, basically.
Yeah.
And I don't think he does.
Hell no, you don't. Fuck no, you don't. Shit, that's for damn sure. But hell yeah,
the
man.
last fight he had, bro, with what was it, Berlanga? How much money did that generate? Do you know?
A lot. I don't know the official numbers, but I know it did a lot.
Was it like 500, was it, how many views did he get on pay-per-view?
I'm gonna check right now. Canelo versus...
It was a lot.
Yeah, that fight sold a lot. Canelo versus Berlanga pay-per-view sales. Look that up. It says 650,000 pay-per-view unit sales.
See, it was actually more than what I thought. I thought it was like 500,000.
Yeah, 500,000. That's good in today's age. It's not like it's that's perfect.
Yeah, and he made 600,000. So yeah, that does.
I mean,
that just proves the point.
Yeah,
I think Tank has made 200,000 views in a couple fights, but not consistently enough to say that he's the face of boxing. And that's what I point out to a lot of people when they say that.
Yep, I agree, man. Canelo is the face of boxing. I mean, some people will say Tank is number 2 at least, but I don't know. I mean, the numbers are not really backing up that, man. Like his highest pay-per-view sales was against Ryan Garcia, but let's be honest, Ryan Garcia may be more popular than Tank.
And I think that's what caused the high numbers is because you had two guys that were really popular. I'm not saying Tank ain't popular, but
I know.
What I'm saying is he's not the face of the sport only because his numbers, they fluctuate. If you stay at a consistent basis for a good period of time like Canelo, then you could say, oh, I'm the face of boxing, and then I have the numbers to back it up, which you can't do with Tank.
Right, that's a good point right there. And it's showing. Hence why I said earlier, that's why the 2 fights with Lamont Roach got canceled twice, because it wasn't selling. When the hell has Canelo, two of his fights got canceled twice? When the fuck has that happened? Because people are going to tune in with Canelo fight. Now, maybe you could argue, Tank is somewhere in the top 10 when it comes down to, selling pay-per-views and selling fights. But like you said, I can't put him top 3 really, because his numbers do fluctuate. And that's a good point right there. So that's my final thoughts on it, man.
Yeah, mine too.
Yep.